Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Academia. My name is Charlie, and this is the start of our glorious Year 7. And a truant has been caught right away. Isn't that nice? Yep. Whoops. I got caught. Look at all the dirt in the hallways. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, let's take a look really quick and get an assessment of our situation, because we're going to fix a bunch of things today. We got a bunch of money and we're going to spend it. First things first. Hey, commenters. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. No, the female toilet floor is absolutely not the same as the classroom. Notice? Ha, there you go. Secondly, yes, I'm completely aware that there's dirt on the doorways. Very aware of it. I got to give my janitors something to do. Look at all this. They're busy. All right, I'm paying them every day. I need to make sure they're doing stuff, all right? What do you think this is? A free ride? Jeez. Come on. You want to give them an easy job? Fine, I guess. We'll give them an easy job. Oh, you want over here too, huh? Probably, yeah. Bathroom tile floor, done. Actually, we're probably going to change all that stuff out, because today we are going to research. And we are going to the buy land research. Oh, yeah. 10 hours from now, we're going to be able to buy more land. I'm also going to increase janitor range, and I may need to alter their pathing. Let's take a look at this really quick, in case you guys didn't notice how this works. So janitor routing. Here's all the routes. Looks a little complicated, but it's really not. The thing that's different from this, though, is that my janitors have long routes. They're going throughout the entire school. Now, we're covering almost every single piece of the school in these routes, but there are some weaknesses in this. And that's because of their range of sight. These little green circles, this is how far they can see, okay? Now, notice this janitor here. Notice how they are always on the blue part of their route. They'll pretty much hug their route the whole time. But they only are going to see as far as that circle, okay? So he might go all the way to here, but if there's dirt here, he's not going to see it because it's out of his range. It'll have to wait until another janitor comes over here, and then they'll be able to see it. There are a lot more efficient ways to do this, and we're going to do that in the next school, all right? I know there's a lot of efficiency problems with this school. It's the first one, and as much as I love the enthusiasm for trying to help me, I don't need anyone to hold my hand because I'm a big boy now, okay? I pay my taxes. Either way, I'm aware of how the systems work. First playthrough here is mostly just to experience how they work, experience the relationships between certain things, and to figure out what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong so that I can do more right next time, right? To answer the next question then, following that up on, yes, we're absolutely doing another school, and we're doing it very soon. We're actually almost done with this school. And I say that knowing that we're nowhere near the top rank, but don't worry, that's the next school. Because this one here is not very efficiently built. This is modeled after my old high school, right? That's the reason why this is built the way it is. I just wanted to model it after my old high school. And now that we're starting to deviate from that, you know, like moving music rooms and stuff like that. And now that we're starting to deviate from all of that, there is a lot less interest, if you will, in maintaining or continuing this beyond what we have. I do want to experience what it's like for the buying of land, and that's basically what we're doing now. Also, this bank loan, I'm thinking we just pay the rest of this off now, so I don't have any debt. So, current loan fully paid. And that means we could borrow up to $50,000 if we want to for a whopping 14% interest. I'm noticing a pattern here. I'm willing to bet you $75,000 is going to be 16%. Who wants to bet? 18%? 20%? I guess. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I guess. Research-wise, though, we'll do increased janitor range. And what that does is it gives +1 tiles to their janitor range, their line of sight. Right? So this line of sight gets increased. So instead of, I'll go ahead and pause it. Instead of him not being able to see the dirt on this tile, he will now be able to. And if there's dirt there, then he'll stop it. But again, this is just really messily sorted. I mean, I think it's still effective, right? I mean, if I look at this, it'll say that the health condition is terrible, and I have honestly no idea why it's absolute 0. That makes no sense, but okay, sure. I mean, these clinics, these guys have not been used. I haven't had a single sick kid this entire playthrough. Whether or not that's going to change now, I have no idea. Wouldn't that be something? If I make a statement like that and it all of a sudden just happens, hey, sick kid now. Oh well. Either way, the halls are getting cleaned up. You're noticing there's not a whole lot of dirt in the halls anymore. Probably because, I filled in these doorways. That's got to be the reason why, right? What else? So the next school, I think what I'll probably end up doing is having classrooms sort of surrounding the cafeteria. The cafeteria will end up being sort of like the central element of it, I think. And if you're wondering the conditions of the next school, well, it's going to be hard mode. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging throughout the game as opposed to it getting progressively easier and easier. And I'm not opposed to the cheese that is the wind turbine, because I think this is too powerful. This needs nerfed big time. But I'm not opposed to it, to doing it on the next school, because we do want great teachers. Speaking of great teachers, I think the special teachers, I don't know if I necessarily agree with the special teachers. And cool, you could get there, but what makes a special teacher special as opposed to someone with a doctorate who's apparently 30% less effective? I don't know. I don't know how it gauges that. These are questions I have. I mean, honestly, Aristotle being in my class is just for fun. I think the special teachers are mostly just for fun. Hey, wouldn't this be a fun element to put in? Yeah, it probably would be. So we have it, and we will use it since it's in there. We'll use it, right? All of this stuff is getting used consistently now. Basketball court, pool, all that stuff. It's all happening. And this is only day 1. We need an average of 9 progress in each subject to have a passing grade. And look at language. It's already 14. It's halfway through the day. Freshmen are dominating that, probably because they've already had language class. Speaking of already having language class, some of the weaknesses in the game and things that I want to come to the future as soon as possible. Number 1, my number 1 thing that I want this game to change. You ready for this? Number 1 thing, outdoor dirt. I'm just kidding. That's not the number 1 thing. That's the second thing. The number 1 thing is the ability to actually have control over the schedule. I want to be able to move classes. I can't move the order of these classes. If I want a certain grade to have a certain class in the morning and to have a certain different class at night, I cannot alter it. This is all automated. Now, I like that it's automated for me immediately, but I want the option to move it myself. So keep the automation. Don't make this a micromanagement function. Don't do that. But let me do it if I want to. Maybe we double click it and it gets popped out and you move it like an app on your iPhone or something. I don't know. But let me move them around. Click and drag them around. Also, to the peanut gallery, yes, I'm aware that the lunch and recess is right next to each other. And like I said, I'm modeling this after my high school. I don't know how many times I have to tell that. These 2 things are right next to each other. All right? And that's the way it is. If you want to do this, okay, min-maxers who are going purely based on the numbers that are given to you in the game, go ahead and do that. That's fine. Do that in your school. This one is staying like this. Deal with it. Deal with it, okay? It's time to get out your torches and pitchforks, guys. Okay? Because the recess is staying right next to the lunch period, and that's just the way it is. Okay. Next thing that I really want them to fix is the dirt that's outside should not affect the health conditions of the students. It's silly. Think about it. Grass is dirt. It grows on dirt. Okay? And it looks nice. It should not affect the health conditions of the students. And if there's a way to do this, really, I would like the fundamental change in the way the health system works, period. Because the way the health system works, for one, I'm not noticing any sick kids, but noticing this right here. There's dirt in the halls again. Where's it coming from? Well, you could argue that it comes from outside because they were just outside. Okay, sure. But if there's a student that's been over here the entire time, his health should not be affected by dirt that's over here. It shouldn't be a thing. It should be localized. If they walk through dirt, they get a tick to their health. Right? A small, 2% or something tick to their health if they walk through a tile with dirt. So, and look, this one's getting worse. So 1%, 2%, 4%, 6%, and then 8%, and then 10%, and then as over time it recovers. Right? I mean that I don't know, maybe that's too complicated, and it probably is. I'm not a coder. I'm not a person who does games development, so that's probably too complicated. But that's what I'd like to see. Because honestly, the clinics really now don't really getting music instrument. Yeah, clinics right now really don't mean anything. I could just eliminate this and save myself the $250 a day, the $500 a day that's coming from the nurses. Or I just, drop one of these and offset the cost entirely of the nurses. That's happening too. What else? Smoker's been caught. Oh my god. Play the song! No, I'm not going to play the song. Because I'm going to get copyright crap on YouTube for that. But he's smoking in the boys' room. Simon's like, up with your rules. Well, you're going to the principal's office now. He's not there, but you're going there anyway. Where is he? Are you going to wait? Wait, does he just go there and then the principal comes to talk to him? Or does he have to sit there until the principal talks to him? I think he does. Look at all of this. Dude, this is so... Oh, here's another thing. Oh, this would be a huge improvement to the game. Okay? Huge improvement. And it would add so much... Oh, it would add so much personality to it, too. I really, really want to see this. Department. Teachers. Right now, teachers are just a number. They're just a stat. That's it. I don't care about them. I can fire them. I can mix and match them all I want. I feel nothing about clicking this button on Dorothea. When I first read this, I think it's because her last name starts with an R, but for some reason I read diarrhea. Sorry, I did. The first thing I read was... Sorry. Dorothea. All right, or PE teachers, right? We got, Joanna Weiss here. I feel no remorse at all for just going like this and being like, oh, you got this. And, okay, cool. Devana, you're gone. Bye. And then Joanna, welcome in. Ta-da! Better teachers in PE now. I feel nothing. There's no personality. I want to... Part of managing a school, part of managing a team or a business or anything is personnel, right? There's so much potential here. Example. All right, we're gonna ignore Lau. But example, let's say Dorothea here. Okay. Yes, she's good at she's got these stats for language. She teaches this. She has the salary, signing bonus, all that stuff. You know what else she should have? Traits, just like the students. And those traits actually mean something, which going along that route, we'll get to the students' traits in a second, but have the stats actually mean something. For example, maybe they don't get along very well with a certain other stat, and one of my staff has that other stat. Maybe they don't get along well. And if they are next to each other, or they share students, or they just have to share the same faculty lounge, right? Then they'll be in a worse mood. And going along that note, let's have needs and moods for this faculty, right? But they'll be in a worse mood, which makes them less effective. And then we can see those stats right here when we click on them, right? Just like when we click on a student, we get to see all this stuff, right? So if I'm not properly caring for my faculty, if I don't provide them with a staff cafeteria, for example, because right now there's zero consequence. You don't need the staff cafeteria, staff toilet. It's purely a prestige bump, right? All it is prestige. have it mean something. Oh, that would change the complexities of the game. Because then I can look at this and go, oh man, you're a really good science teacher. Like, you're so good. But, oh man, that trait though. You're big-headed. Oh, and this person over here is like, they really don't like big-headed people, and you would have to, I wish you weren't big-headed. I'm gonna have to do this other one. And going along that note, if you have teachers that are compatible with other traits, they might enjoy their work enough to be more effective than their base trait. So their traits end up being base numbers that can be influenced by your school, be influenced by personnel, right? I would like to see it. I don't know. I think that's a good addition. Whatever you can do to create additional, I know this is going to sound weird, but like whatever you can do to create additional complexity, it in a way that is more immersive. That's what I'm looking for. I want to be immersed. I don't know. It's like, dude, this is a school architect game. You're just look at the art style. How are you going to be immersed in this? But I want to feel something. That's what I say. I want to feel something for my students, right? I want to be like, dude, this person's been working hard. We can have counseling sessions, right? Like, I get you can do counselors, but right now it's just like, whatever. What if you had an event, an after-school event, and a group of your students going along this note, random events like this? We have, like, there's an academic decathlon is coming up, and this group of students really wants to study extra hard in this subject. Assign a teacher to help tutor them. Boom! After school program, academic decathlon. Crush the rivals in our competitive learning stuff, all right? The mathletes, if you will. That'd be cool. After school programs. That'd be cool. Where's my professional? Where's my high school sports team that's gonna kick our rivals' ass, right? And then, we have a student on the football team, and because he has football practice all the time, it's harder for him to learn during school or something. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Have their every after school program they take part in, it makes it more challenging for them to do their homework. And like, there's all sorts of, I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas at the top of my head at this point. But like, my point is, this game has so much potential, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about where it can go from here. I want to see where it can go from here, right? And that's a good thing. That's a great these are not my critiques that are like, this is bad. No, quite the opposite. This is me saying this game is solid and it's got the potential to just do wonderful things and great things in the future. That's what I'm in. That's what I'm in on. Uh-oh. Are the kids gonna make the bus? No, a lot of these guys are leaving. Let me check this really quick. Bus usage. I have them all assigned to the bus, but a lot of them are walking home. So what's that about? Because I'm paying for them to go to the bus and they're not taking it. So maybe it has to do with, I don't know, they're not all in detention. I have no idea why they didn't take the bus. I guess they just missed it. That many kids missed the bus? I don't know. Going along that note, I'd like to see more interaction with the facilities. Before school starts, right? Like, they go to the computer lab. They do computer lab things. They go to the library, right? I see them do this type of stuff before school, and that's great. They kind of do that on their own. If the facilities are available, they'll use them, but they don't use the pool. Or, I mean, maybe the track is a bad example, but they don't play basketball. This was like the main event at my high school. Before school, there were so many people playing basketball, I want football fields. I want a football field, all right? I'm sorry. I'm American. I want a football field. And I want it properly sized. I want this stuff properly sized. Yes. Does that mean it takes up a large percentage of your land? Of course it does. Of course it does. That's what it is. It's a track. It's what it is. You don't want a track? Okay. Maybe make a different size track. Maybe make like a sprinter's track or something. I don't know. Something smaller. Or let me oh God, wouldn't that be cool? Custom design it. I'll just have the track go around the entire school. And proportionally, that's not a big deal. You know, at least for a small town, the way I grew up, my entire school, my entire building of my school could probably fit in the center of the track, I think. Yeah, because the center of the track at my school was a football field. So we had the football. There you go. Done. That settles it. Put the football field as a part of the track. Because that's the way it was in my school. It's like the track went around and the football field was in the middle of the track. It was just like a double up. It was nice. How about a football, like a soccer field? Right? I'm talking about American football here, right? But how about a soccer field? Because we also had that, the same field that we would play football on. A lot of schools, not mine particularly, we had a separate field that was for soccer. But a lot of schools would have the same thing. The football field had the football lines, and then it went off. The grass went a little bit beyond that, like quite a bit beyond the football field itself. And that was used as a soccer field, and then around that was the track. You could double it up, man, you know? And that's what you can do. You could have this one little track here, or have the extra object for outdoor stuff or whatever. Running track, right? You could have field track or track and field, and then it's like track and field, and they're both together. You know, I don't know. I'm throwing out ideas. How do you like the game? And what kind of things do you want to see as part of academia? Let me know. Comments. Buy land. I can't afford it yet. So it looks like you buy lots to expand your school. Lots must be bought in order from 1 to 4. So I can't buy this one until I've bought that one. That's interesting. So it's meant to keep your land as square as possible. That's got to be it. Like the map from a coding perspective in the map or something. So if I went here and then here, it wouldn't let me, like there'd be this spot, right? The map and the game would be like this, and then it would like be black here and it'd be weird. And so they're trying to keep you as square as possible on that. So this makes it a rectangle, then this squares it off, and then this makes more rectangles that way. Okay. Well, that's good. Downside is you can't expand this way. So if I wanted more classes going this way, wouldn't be able to do that. Now, I wonder if that's the same thing in every playthrough. Are the orders that you buy the land like this the same in every playthrough? If they are, we can plan ahead, knowing that the facilities on this side of the map are locked in. We can't go that way. Knowing that if we want to build in an expansion manner, it has to be on this side. And that means that when we build our next school, we'll most likely start it on this side of the map as sort of our central place. We'll say the cafeteria is maybe here. Because I know that once I expand, the cafeteria will be more centrally located in the whole school if I started on this side of the map, right? But I don't know if that's the same way in every playthrough. If you know that, just let me know and say, yeah, it's that way in every playthrough. It's always this order like this. And then that will tell me, that'll cue me up for the next one. Okay, so what else are we doing here? So I wanted to expand, but I can't afford it yet, so we'll have to wait for tomorrow. In the meantime, I think it's time we ditch this because I don't care about these two things because it's without consequence. We can dismantle all of this. Dismantle this, dismantle all of this, and we're gonna move the music room to be in here. So zones for the music room. What is this? Kevin Dykes left your school to go to Royal Regency. Good for you, Kevin. Way to be a team player. Good for you. He knows what he wants, folks. That's the important thing, is that you know what you want in life, okay? Go chase your dreams somewhere else, Kevin. We don't want you here anyway. Michiko Hutchings dropped out because your school is filthy. See, that's what I don't get. I don't understand that. Why can a kid drop out of school like that? Because the school is dirty? And also, why is the school considered super dirty? There's dirt in the halls. That's about it. It's got to be these outdoor sections, right? I think the outdoor sections aren't going to work. To help prevent that, I think next time we make a school, the next school we make, we're just going to have the whole thing kind of be indoors, which is a real shame because like the outdoor elements add so much character. You know, I try to do that in my prisons when I was doing Prison Architect. I try to have interesting outdoor areas because it just adds character to the place. But that doesn't seem to be favored in this game because it looks like they track dirt in. I mean, these students are not walking on any tiles that are not already grass or stone. And yet when they walk into the building, they track dirt in immediately. You know, they just dropped that dirt off. That just happened. So where's this student been? She's a senior. It's 11 a.m. So that means she just came from, potentially just came from PE. She didn't come from art because she's heading that direction. She didn't come from history or science. So she just came from PE. Yeah. So the path from PE as a senior would be the basketball court. So there is no point from here to there where there is dirt, right? It's grass and stone. No point between here and there is there dirt. But yet she still tracked it in. And I don't understand that. Where is it coming from? I'm thinking outdoor areas with grass and stuff still have dirt regardless. That's my estimate. But even then, the dirt's cleaned up really quickly. Like, it's not that dirty of a school. I just think this thing here is bugged. I don't think this is accurately displayed. Because it's not that dirty. The hallways are dirty. That's it. Right? The hallway here is dirty, but the classrooms are virtually spotless. All right, we got a little bit there. But the classrooms are fine. The rooms where they are hanging out. We got a couple of dirt here, but like, look, like they're moving through here. They just left that. You know, they're just now made this dirty by moving in there. It's not like it's been sitting there for 2-3 days. You know, our janitors are doing a good job, I think. Bathrooms, this is all just now happening. We're going to get that cleaned up pretty quickly. So I don't think it's that dirty. Certainly not dirty enough to have this be almost zero, right? So I don't know. I don't get that part. That part I need to look at and figure out how it works appropriately. But I'm super confident that this dirt has everything to do with this path. Look at this. This walk path. See this? This whole walk path is nothing but dirt. Every tile of this path is dirt. And where's my janitors to clean this up? If I go like this, are you going to clean it up? It says going to clean, but he's bypassing all of this. If I look at my janitor routing, none of them are going to touch this. Right? So if I maybe change this to where he goes like this instead, right? That should take care of some of that dirt on that path at least. Move this up to, let's say, here. Move this one to here. Right? I just think it's silly that I have to cover the grass and the walk paths, but that is the way it is. And because of all the dirt on this path, that's what's causing this. I'm certain of it. If I go like this and just add tons of janitors, you know, and then we go back to logistics and we just start adding like a bunch of janitors to these routes. Every route has like 5 of you, right? You should cover the whole school. You really should. The whole school should get covered and cleaned repetitively. But see, now we have these guys doubling up. They're just going to walk next to each other, which is redundant. We don't need that. Well, whatever. I guess that's what I told them to do, right? Like, they're all traveling together and not... It's okay. All this stuff gets worked out far more efficiently next time. Because the next school, we're going hard mode. We are going to have a correctional facility-ish theme. All of our students are going to be in the orange jumpsuits, inspired by Prison Architect, right? And I have a little bit of a story / theme for it. I have a little bit of a backstory for the facility, if you will. But we're going like super delinquents and like all that stuff. I don't know if I'm going to go sickly with the health. It might be a custom playthrough and not just tick hard. Because like I don't know like what the real. I don't know. I don't know why I would want to say, oh, everyone in my school has weaker than normal immune systems. But one thing we could do maybe is we could play this off as like this is a futuristic school. And we're shipping them to another planet. And that planet's atmosphere makes people sicker. So that's why they're sickly. Hey, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. It happened in this video. That's the first student I've ever seen sick. Probably from the smokers. That's the first time I've ever seen anyone use this room. So there you go. That's happening. It's because the health rating is too low, and I don't know how to bring it up. If you know one thing I could do differently to bring that up, please let me know. Feel free to backseat the hell out of that, because I'm going to want to know that for the next school. Because right now, all I can see is cleaning up the dirt, but I'm pretty sure this outdoor area is still counting dirt. It still counts as bringing dirt into the room or something, you know? And actually, there's another thing we could do, too. We could do the janitor priority microfiber mops. It will help their cleaning rate. Oh, I should have done their range and move speed. You know what? This is 2 hours, though. It's fine. So let's bulk up the janitors. Maybe that's how we do this. All right, we pump up the numbers, if you will. All right, objects for the music room. We want to go with piano. We'll go with it here, I guess. And then we want some chairs. We'll go with 25 chairs. 35? No, 25 chairs here. And then the chalkboard will go like this. Is that a super big music room? Yes. Is it like unnecessarily a big music room? Yes. Do I care? No. Not even a little bit. What else do we want to do? Oh, we're moving the music room. I'm moving it over to here. Maybe we could have... Because I want this to be another library. Although, we may find that they'll use this right away. Who knows? Maybe the kids will use this music room right away. Well, teacher's in there at least. Are the kids going to take music class? It'd be nice if they could double up, you know? Like, you could have multiple grades taking music at the same time. We had that in our school, in my high school. We had multiple grade levels will take these special courses like music, art classes, work like wood shop. Where's the wood shop? Do you guys in the East, like, you know, Asian schools, Filipino schools, Germany, all these other countries you guys are from, do you guys have shop class? Where you, like, you know, you did woodworking or metalworking or things like that? Where's that room? That builds character. We had an auto. We didn't have it as part of the high school when I was there, but I think they added it afterwards. There's like an auto shop class now where you can take it and it will... yes, I wasn't able to eat food. Well, that's because, what? Your hands were tied behind your back? I don't know. It's basically an auto mechanic class, kind of. It teaches you how to work on cars and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Teaching it right to kids in high school, which is really cool motivation, because if that existed when I was in school, I would have done that. Because I don't know, I know very little about how to work on cars. Something goes wrong with our Jeep or something, like I'm not really going to be able, unless it's the basic stuff, you know, like needing to change the tire pressure, things like that, needing to change the brakes, you know, brake pads, things like that. I can do those things. That's not that complicated. It just takes some time. Changing oil, checking fluids, things like that. I can do all that stuff. But if something was to happen, like, I don't know, we blew a head gasket or something, I wouldn't be able to take apart the engine and put it back together after cleaning everything and replacing the head gasket. I wouldn't be able to do that. Right. Not by myself. My Mustang, I had a Mustang when I was younger. I was late for school one day. It was early January, And I got in the car right away. It was like 0 degrees. That's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. It was far below freezing. I just got in the car and I booked it to school as fast as I could. And I blew my head gasket on the way. Because metal, come to find out, doesn't like to be super cold and then all of a sudden super hot. It doesn't like that, okay? Rapidly heating things up like that, no, it doesn't work. It blew my head gasket. And we had to rebuild the engine on that thing. So my dad and I did that over the course of, I think it was like about 3-4 months, kind of one of our spare time projects. I rode the bus while my car was out of commission, and then we would spend a little bit of time on it on each weekend in our spare time kind of thing. And my dad was kind of busy and all that stuff, right? He had a lot of stuff to do, and I don't know how to do it myself. So, as like without him there, I'm not going to do it. It gave him a reason to use his parts cleaner, though. He's got a little, he's got a parts cleaner, if you will. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but that's what he called it, the parts cleaner. I think that's what I called it anyway. Either way, he had that, and, he gave him an excuse to use it, because boy, oh boy, did that engine look nice when we were done with it. Everything was nice and clean. So I know the absolute basics, but if I had an auto mechanic or whatever type class in high school, just to learn that kind of stuff, they had junker cars. They had, not really junkers per se, but they had cars that were donated from certain places, and the school worked in collaboration with like some car dealerships to bring like cars that needed some work done and to bring them into the school. And the school worked with them as far as like education value and working with local businesses and things, would bring cars that needed something done that nobody owned, right? Maybe it was a trade-in. So it's not like they were taking up time from their customers. It was mostly just sort of like this used trade-in car that had something interesting or had something basic that needed done. And rather than paying their staff to do it and to get it back on the lot, they would donate it to the high school, and the high school kids would take care of it as part of a learning experience. And then the car would go back to the dealership and they could sell it. Sort of like as an interesting mutual benefit sort of thing, right? So, the car dealership can't turn over the car, and what I mean by that is they can't turn around and sell it really quickly. So there's a bit of a business risk on that sense. But at the same time, they get the thing repaired for free, so they don't need to pay their mechanics to do it. And the school gets educational benefits out of being able to have their kids learn things, which works really well for local businesses sometimes too, because a lot of people who grew up in my hometown anyway, there's quite a few of them that just don't leave. They're still there, and some of them are interested in are like auto mechanics and stuff. And maybe the experience of going through that class showed them that they were interested in it, right? Because that's another big thing, and you'll learn this if you're not in college yet. You're gonna learn this. If you think older people, back me up on this. If you've went to college, back me up on this. If you agree, of course. If you think like who you are and what you want to do with your life, you might be surprised to learn that when you try to head out into the real world in college, you might find that what you thought you were interested in isn't actually what you're interested in. You're going to change your mind, right? That's the thing that happens to so many people. It happened to me. I was going to go into... yeah, I made that a little bit bigger. I was going to go into computer science when I was done. That was going to be my gig. It's going to be here, and then back table there, back table there, back table there. I was going to go into computer science. Realized that the math and stuff that was involved in that, I mean, that would have been great for money, don't get me wrong. But then I never would have met any of you fine people. Okay, we haven't actually met, but I'd like to think that we're friends. Okay. At least some of you. Some of you, I don't know about this friendship thing. I don't know if that's going to work out between us. But In any case, that's just like little stories about my past for you there, and little things that I think they could add to the game. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Things that I think they could add to the game. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go to buy land. We have 30,000 bucks now. We're gonna buy this lot right here. This action cannot be canceled. Okay, lot is done, and there it is. We have this little bit of land. So that's not actually that much. 30,000 bucks for this much. But the thing is, like, that opens up, I don't know, giant wind farm. We start making 100 grand a day. But what I wanted to do from that, right, is to take this, turn it into a staff canteen, and then have the staff toilet be on this side of it, and then the kitchen can be slightly expanded, and all the staff stuff can be here, and then, you know, additional utilities and stuff can go there, and maybe we move the utilities over here and expand this hall, and all sorts of things you could do at that point. But we purchased land. That's what I wanted to get to by today. So see what that's like. So let's increase the janitor's range. It costs us $4,000. It'll be done in 4 hours. And when the range is done, these circles on all the janitors, the circles get a little bit bigger. And hopefully by doing that, by getting a little bit bigger, we will see that they don't miss as much stuff. And I'm going to have to adjust the route so that they see everything now, you know? So like this right here is not going to see that. So I can move this over here. All right. See, he doesn't see the stuff that's over on that side. So if I can get him to like zigzag this in a way that sees everything in these classrooms, right? So having more nodes, having a whole, like this class here, this should be clean all the time with as many janitors as on this route. We should have people, like, this should be clean constantly, you know? But either way, if it's too dirty, we just drop more janitors in. Now I'm running out of money. I need to have enough money for the buses, so I might have to sell some stuff here at the end of the day. We'll see. We'll see if we can make enough money for the buses for tomorrow. I might sell these tables and chairs, but that's not a whole lot of cash. The cubicles, the toilet cubicles and stuff is worth quite a bit of money. So I might sell that stuff. I could sell some of the stuff that's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Oh, here we go. We got to pause because this fence needs to be extended now, right? Now there's a way for goons to get in. I've opened up the doors to the goons. Sell this, and we'll have the fence come over on this side. Fences, stone fence. We'll have to take it that way. Oh, you know what else we can do? Let's just do this. All these bushes. We can sell all these bushes for money now because we own the bushes. And that basically makes back a pretty good portion of our cash, doesn't it? All right. I'm going to get on that. Get all those bushes done and extend the fence so the goons can't get in. And then we'll take a look at what else we could do with this school and to get it set for the end of the year and wrap it up. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate your support. If you like this video, you can give it a like. Awesome to have you around. We'll see you next time on the next video. Bye-bye.